1789, Professor Robinson, whom I referred to before, published a book entitled Proof of a Conspiracy to Destroy All Governments and Religions. And in that book, and there are copies of the book right here in the United States at the present time, carefully guarded, John Robinson, who was himself a high-degree Mason, considered it was his duty to expose the Illuminati and their secret intentions, and he risked his life to publish that documentary. So in 1789, he gave warning that the Illuminati had infiltrated into Masonic lodges in the United States and had created a secret society within a secret society. Now, let it be clearly understood that I am not making any charges whatsoever against the Masonic orders of the Scottish or the Blue Rights or anybody else, because I know only too well that it is a rare occasion if even a 32nd or 33rd degree Mason suspects that higher than that is this secret power that infiltrated into their organization. Now, to give you some additional proof to show how these conspirators work, on July the 19th, 1798, David A. Tappan, president of Harvard University, warned the graduating class regarding the influence Illuminism was having in American politics and religion. Thanksgiving Day, the next year, 1789, Jedediah Morse preached against Illuminism. He warned his congregation and the people of the United States that the Illuminists cover their true purpose by infiltrating into Masonic lodges and hiding their subversive acts and intentions under the cloak of philanthropy. In 1799, John Cousins Ogden exposed the fact that Illuminists in New England were indefatigably engaged in destroying religion and government in America under fiend regard for their safety. In 1800, John Quincy Adams opposed Jefferson to the presidency of the United States. Adams had organized the New England Masonic lodges. He wrote 3 letters to Colonel William L. Stone exposing Jefferson's subversive activities. The letters referred to are, or were, on exhibition in the Rittenhouse Square Library of Philadelphia only a few months ago. They are credited with having enabled John Quincy Adams winning the presidency. In 1826, Captain William Morgan took it upon himself to inform all other Masons how and why the Illuminati were using their lodges for subversive purposes. The Illuminati delegated one of their members, Richard Howard, to execute Morgan as a traitor. Morgan tried to escape to Canada, but was captured at the border and murdered. Richard Howard reports to a meeting of the Knights Templars in St. John's Hall, New York, how he had executed Morgan. Arrangements, according to Elaine, were then made to ship Howard back to Liverpool in England, and the incident caused such indignation on the part of the Masonic fraternity that their records prove that as a result of this incident, thousands of Masons seceded from the northern jurisdiction. Since I published that in last issue's News Behind the News, the grandson of one of the men that led that revolt in some way got hold of a copy, and he went to the trouble of sending me copies of the minutes that his grandfather had taken, or his great-grandfather had taken at the meetings that dealt with that very subject, so that I would have additional evidence of the truth of what I'm telling you. In 1829, I just tell you these things because it shows how this conspiracy moves year by year and right up to the present day. In 1829, an English Illuminist named Fanny Wright. You might wonder, the person of the female sex being mixed up in this thing, but The Grand Orient Lodges and the councils of the New and Reformed Palladian Rites organize what they call councils of adoption. That is the female organization that work hand in glove with the Illuminati. This woman lectured to selected groups of Illuminists in the new Masonic temple which had been built in New York. She explained the Luciferian ideology regarding free love and sexual liberty. She also informed the American Illuminists it was intended to organize atheistic communism for the purpose of furthering their own secret plans and ambitions. Among those who were delegated to put this phase of the conspiracy into effect was Clinton Roosevelt, Horace Greeley, and Charles Dada. Nobody had ever heard the word communism used generally at that date. As a matter of fact, the word communism was not put into common use until after Lenin and Trotsky usurped power in 17 from the Mensheviks who had fought the Russian Revolution. It was only then that the word communism became into common use. I want you to mark these things very carefully.